Just yesterday, it was announced that Derrick Lewis will face Ciryl Gane for the interim UFC Heavyweight title at UFC 265. Brett Okamoto posted a quote from Francis Ngannou's manager on his Instagram saying, "This comes as a complete shock to make her interim title so soon. If you look at the history of this division, it comes as a surprise. Francis is just now returning to the States to begin training and just won the title 3 months ago. We're unsure of what reasoning is behind this, but we hope to get clarity soon and figure something out with the UFC soon. At the end of the day, they're in control of these decisions." Dana White commented on the post saying, "This dude is so full of he knows exactly what's going on and isn't shocked at all, because we told him several times this was coming. His management is incompetent, and hopefully Francis starts taking a look at new people to help his career." Francis Ngannou's manager responded back in the comments saying, "At Dana White, LOL, complete shock with your decision after we said September was good for us. Complete shock that you guys made threats after you all were aware. Complete shock after you knew why Francis needed more time. That is correct. I know you're passionate, but you're trying to discredit my integrity when I've been nothing but respectful to you. Hunter and your entire staff speaks more about you than it does me. I'm not even mad. I'm actually impressed that I've gotten your attention. Incompetent management? I think we've done a damn good job. I think you really don't like the fact that Francis is being represented not by only me, but an entire agency, one of which you can't control. Hence why you have people trying to rep him all the time to your benefit. I tell you what, let's disclose everything for the people to see. Emails, calls, texts, everything. Deal? Cause I'm ready to get blackballed by the UFC. I'm not defined by it. You or anyone else for that matter. How's that sound? Sincerely, your old employee, Marquel Martin." Francis Ngannou commented saying 100%. Ariel Helwani gave his thoughts on the situation and posted this on his Twitter saying, "Between June 2019 and March 2021, Ngannou fought once for a combined 20 seconds, couldn't sniff an interim title shot, and now after 3 months after he wins, and seems to be on the cusp of superstardom, he has to see an interim title fight made. Doesn't seem right." He followed up with, "Obviously the hope was to have Ngannou Lewis on August 7th, but as reported last week, scheduling conflicts. Remember, he just went back home, etc." Francis Ngannou retweeted Ariel's tweet and posted this on his Twitter saying, "Nothing has been right here." Ciryl Gane reacted to his interim title fight against Derrick Lewis and posted this on his Twitter saying, "I never say no to challenges. Thank you to our MMA Factory for the supersonic rise. At Fernan Lopez, we got work to do. Hashtag anyone anywhere."
For everyone keep asking me, I'm out of tickets. Tickets sold out, man. So don't call me. Tickets are gone. Already sold out. I don't have no more common tickets, man. They gone.
Yeah, baby. Bare knuckle world champion, baby.
Michael Bisping on the Believing Me podcast gives his thoughts on Ciryl Gane's win over Alexander Volkov. He also gave his thoughts on the interim UFC Heavyweight title fight between Derrick Lewis versus Ciryl Gane.
UFC action at the weekend. Ciryl Gane taking on Alexander Volkov in the main event. And this is actually very relevant to some breaking news that we have right now. If you're on Twitter at the time of our recording, then you might know about it. But let's get into the fight. Ciryl Gane, Volkov. Volkov, as we know, very tall, excellent karate stylist, good striker, beautiful kicks. Ciryl Gane, what is he? I think he's 6-0 or 9-0, 8-0, something like that. It's very early in his career, very gifted, very athletic. You know, you take one look at him, you can see the guy's a special physical specimen. And he was just too much for Volkov. He was composed the whole way through. He picked his shots. You know, he had a nice array of strikes, wasn't predictable, good movement, explosive, started off slow, picked up the pace as it went on. I think in round 4, Volkov had a little bit of success, but it was a really good performance for Ciryl Gane. Ciryl Gane. Good performance, great fight, good performance. Volkov looked dangerous on a few occasions here and there, but yeah, Ciryl Gane, man, for how early he is and how young in his UFC career, he's just doing such fantastic things. It's insane. Volkov's been around for a while. He was a former Bellator champion. He's a big man. He's a good fighter. He's a seasoned veteran. And Gane beat him. You know, listen, he didn't finish him. You know, he didn't necessarily beat the living daylights out of him, but it was a clear decision victory, and as I say, showed a lot of promise. When he let the hands go on the few occasions when he kind of went for the kill, he looked very, very dangerous, super explosive, very athletic. As I say, throwing flying knees on someone the height of Volkov, I mean, that just shows you how bloody athletic this guy is. It certainly, as in the heavyweight division, that's what captures the imagination. That's what people want to tune in for. That's why you want to watch heavyweights, because they have that true one-punch knockout power. Now, of course, he has it, but he was just being smart. He was being careful. I'm sure he could punch somebody full power and knock him out. I'm sure he hits harder than the guy that assaulted me on Bourbon Street. That's a fact. But he does play it a little safe, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful to him, but you know, I agree that will be somewhat of a knock. Certainly coming back after the last fight against Rosenstrike, which was, you know, it was an uneventful fight, but still, Rosenstrike is a bloody good fighter, so he did well to win that fight. But still, I don't want to knock it. He looks great. He looks sensational. And now today, breaking news, because he was asked about fighting Francis Ngannou. Of course, well, Francis is from, I think it's Cameroon. Francis is from Cameroon, but he lived in France for a long time, lived in Paris, and that's where he started his MMA career, I believe. Ciryl is French, so they knew each other. They used to be training partners, I think. And he said, you know, in the past, I don't think he was open to it, but now he's like, oh yeah, I'd fight Francis if it's for the belt. Well, today it's just come out. Right now, Brett Okamoto reported Ciryl Gane fighting Derrick Lewis for the interim heavyweight title. I think Ngannou just fought in March, so it's a little surprising, but there is a backlog there. He was supposed to fight John Jones, remember? There was that whole thing. And then they were going to do Derrick Lewis.
I thought that was all but signed.
So did I. That's what I thought. I thought that's what was going to happen. I don't know what's going on. But I saw maybe something that Francis was holding out to fight John Jones. You know what I mean? That he wants the Jones fight as well. So if they're both posturing on one side of another and they're holding out for one another, then I guess Dana's like, well, we'll just move on and do an interim title fight until you figure that shit out. John Jones, greatest fighter that's ever stepped foot in the octagon, debatable. Francis Ngannou, the scariest fighter to step foot in the octagon, probably also debatable, but probably accurate. I mean, he's got the punching power of a Ford Cortina going 90 miles an hour. We know this. It's a shame. Derrick Lewis versus Ngannou, I wanted to see that, but we have seen that before. Listen, at the end of the day, what is an interim title holder? The number one contender. So Lewis is right there. He deserves to be fighting for the belt. Gane, maybe. He's working his way up. He's beating people. 6-0 in the UFC. So he's doing that. Yeah, so he, you know, based on the back of that resume at heavyweight and the people that he's beating, Volkov, Rosenstrike, and I forget some of the others. So yeah, you can make that argument. So anyway, that's interesting. See how that all plays out.
I usually wouldn't record something like this, but look at this. We just walked out of training. A lot of these people have been here since we started with Habib. That's insane, bro.